Well, hello, my fellow Americans and fellow Christians, and thank you for joining me for another day of the Word of the Lord here in the United States of America. Rick Perry is perhaps a danger to democracy. When any ragtag bobtail group wants to degenerate into the masses, obstructing politics through religion, a dictating demagogue is sure to eventually appear. When people cease to be governed by their own consciences, whose thinking is determined by irresponsible leaders on the outside, they become susceptible to propaganda, and in today's day and age, the propaganda of evangelical Christianity, which will eventually cause people to surrender themselves to psychological slavery. What we all seem to forget in this day and age of information is that when democracy loses its moral sense by becoming religious politicized, it can vote itself right out of true political democracy, right into dictatorial rule and power, with religion as a ruling whip. We already had one evangelical president, and look what happened to our nation and the world while they were holding Bible studies in the White House. We here in America have become too compassionate and do not understand we can be misled by false leaders. We have got to get back to the old axiom of guidance that speaks loudly to us. We need men and women who can make their own decisions, are governed by their consciences, are self-determined by moral purpose, who uphold the Constitution of the United States and do not and care not to impose their religion or their religious views upon the American populace. They leave religion to the hand of God, and they seek the welfare of all Americans at the local, state, and federal levels. In short, they are not running their administration or campaign on religious principles, but they are a statesman with clear vision and clarity of mind of what will provide the general welfare and prosperity of our country and will change the course of our present predicaments and bring peace and not war to the world. Standards and ideals of living are necessary for the survival of any free nation. However, these virtues are not to be confused with politics. It is not, and has not, been the responsibility of politicians to guide the nation morally. They are elected to office to govern our nation politically. It is and has been the responsibility of the religious community to guide our country in ethics and standards and ideals of living that make of a sound character and strong nation. A politician may be rooted in Christianity, but it is not to be the test or the proof they are politically sound. Rick Perry is using the platform of evangelicalism to drive the beginning of his presidential bid, which is an empty promise to the difficult times America is facing. There is nothing wrong with having Christ in your heart, but this does not help America one bit politically. We need men and women with answers, visions, ideas, diplomacy, economics, bringing progress to our nation. We have been steadily marching backwards for years because there are no statesmen with the knowledge or ability to wield power for the betterment of our country and the world. There is power in politics, and we need men and women with the ability of how to use it for American progress. I do not think Christian men and women understand the Christian faith. It has never been meant for social or political means. It is and always will be a matter of the heart, and it is meant to be a personal guidance of morality for the common good of all men everywhere. The good Lord did not say, "Go out and politicize my gospel." In fact, if Christians really knew their Bible, they would understand our Lord believes in the separation of church and state. When the good Lord allowed the Israelites to have a king politically, he said it was to be under one condition, that the moral guidance of the nation was to be through the prophets, and the politics were to be decided by the king and his court. If America can get Christianity removed from politics, back into the church and the pulpit only, restore political statesmanship back into the local, state, and federal levels, we then will see a dramatic change in our country and perhaps one day peace in the world. God bless you and God bless the United States of America.